There are 5 fundamental responsibilities which are mandatory to all the householders. They are homage to the treasure of wisdom and to the great masters, homage to the nature and to the entire universe, homage to the parents, forefathers and ancestors, homage to the fellow human beings, and homage to the entire living creatures. Let us now try to understand very clearly and very briefly the meaning, the purpose and the necessity of homage to the entire living creatures. Let us observe the food materials that we enjoy every day, that we need every day. The vegetables, the fruits, the grains, the nuts, the seeds, so on and on and on. Have you ever thought about their history, about their birth, about their growth and about their existence? All these exist here because of the hard work and toil of millions and millions of bacteria, earthworm, insects, birds and animals. The food that they require, these trees and plants require, is taken from the earth, which is produced by these creatures. Their cross-pollination and breeding is carried out by these creatures. You can find their continuous toil and hard work behind the existence of all these creepers, grasses, plants and trees. Just look at the squirrels. The squirrels hide the excess number of seeds and nuts they get every day under the ground for next day's usage. They do it every day, but on the next day they forget the place where they have hidden the seeds and nuts. Knowingly or unknowingly, they become instrumental in sowing the seeds of fruits and nuts. And they become instrumental, they become the cause for the growth of a large number of trees bearing fruits and nuts. Remember, if all the bees and insects dies and extinct from this earth, the human beings will vanish from the surface of this earth within 30 or 40 years due to lack of food materials. These insects and honeybees are instrumental in cross-pollination and thereby the protection of the food materials. Just look at the paddy field. As the paddy grows and flowers, you can find large number of insects there. If the number of the insects increases beyond the limit, they spoil the paddy, flowers and seeds. And you can find the population of the insects increase day by day. When the population of the insects increase beyond limits, you can see the arrival of frogs in the paddy fields. the frog starts eating the insects and the excess number of insects reduces. Then you can find the population of the frog increasing. Then also there is problem. When the insects number reduces beyond the limit, it affects the cross pollination. Then you can find the arrival of snakes. The snakes start eating the frogs. The number of frogs reduces, the number of insects increases, and the balanced situation is created. Sooner you can find the increase in population of the snake. Again, it affects the number of frogs, and the number of frogs affects the number of insects. Then comes the mongoose and the eagles. They start eating the snakes. And again, the ratio of insects, frogs and snakes come into a balanced equation. These creatures are not brought by the farmers or invited by the farmers. They come naturally. This cycle of creation you can find everywhere and every time. This is all happening naturally. If you observe very closely in the nature, very carefully in the nature, you can see the hard work and toil, continuous toil of millions and millions of bacteria, earthworms, insects, birds and animals behind the production of the food material of these plants, behind their cross-pollination and behind their sowing the seeds, behind the sowing of the seeds. There are certain birds and animals which travel. Some of the birds travel from one continent to other continent. During their travel, they sow the seeds of one continent in another continent. All these creatures are toiling hard. They all have dwelling places. They all travel. Some even travel from continent to continent. Yet they do not pollute the air, the water, the earth, the environment or the nature. They are working hard for the maintenance and for the protection of this environment and nature. Because of their hard work, we are receiving food and all other substances. Are we not indebted towards all these creatures? Yes. We are all indebted to them in 1001 ways. We all have the responsibility to pay back these debts. Just consider them with equanimity. Just love them. Be compassionate to them. Never ever destroy them unnecessarily. Please remember, the usage of science, technology, machines and chemicals destroy them and ruin them. Do not use the machinery, the science and technology and chemicals unnecessarily. Use them for your want, never ever for your greed. Make use of science, technology, machines, vehicles and chemicals only for necessity, never ever for greed and never ever for luxury. Try to keep food materials and water around your dwelling places, your workplace, the public place, so that they can come and enjoy. By all these ways, we can try to pay back the debts accumulated by us towards the all living creatures. These activities are called homage to all the living creatures. This is the meaning of sacrifices to all the living creatures, and this is the purpose and necessity of worship to the entire living creatures. All these living creatures are called bhutas in Sanskrit. So this performance is also known as Bhuta Yajna. Remember it always. Do not make use of science, technology, machines, vehicles and chemicals unnecessarily. Do not use them for unwantedly. Use them only for your want, never ever for your greed.